Hello vinyl community and anyone else watching this. Just got back from a record show, only the second one I've been to. And since I've been back here, which is going on 9 years. Or 8, I'm not sure. That's how much I keep track of time. I got some stuff. I spent too much money. You guys would hate going to record shows with me. I walk in and I'm confused and I need to get the lay of the land, and I spend about a half an hour just walking around, not really looking at anything. Not that it's a huge place or anything, but just getting the feel of the dealers and which dealers I might actually want to look at their stuff and which ones I probably don't. And anyway, I only wound up buying stuff from 3 different dealers. And the first one was most of them, and it's mostly new stuff, and I bought it because it was good stuff and stuff I don't see, and it was priced good, and he did give me about 10% off after when I handed him my stack, which was probably about as big as stack of the day, to be honest. So here we go. You probably won't be able to see these at all because I'll try. They're in shrink. They're all still sealed. This is Psychedelic Unknowns Volume 2. I got the cover half off, so maybe you can see it a little bit. The shrink wrap is really wavy on this one. I doubt you'll be able to get anything from that. But anyway, I bought 5 of these Psychedelic Unknowns albums. I think I already have one, and they're really good from what I can remember. There's Psychedelic Unknowns Volume 3. You might be able to get the set list on that one. And he wanted 10 apiece for them, and they're sealed, and you know, for 10 apiece I really couldn't pass it up. Here's Psychedelic Unknowns Volume 4. Forget the name of the label that these are on. This one again has sort of stuff everywhere. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's a label I'd never heard of before. Scrap Records. Scrap Records, actually. Duh. Here's Psychedelic Unknowns Volume 4. Same sort of thing as Volume 3 on the back. Psychedelic Unknowns Volume 5. Oh, 6. Skip 5 there. Same sort of thing on the back. And this guy had a lot of garage stuff and that kind of stuff, and that's mostly what I bought from him. It's new and sealed here too. Girls in the Garage Volume 2. I love girl garage bands. I just think it's awesome. And this one has even little Peggy March on it. There's usually some Europeans on here as well, some French, and I'm a sucker for this stuff. So this one's on Romulan Records. And I didn't even know this existed. Splat Cats, Feelin' Bitchy. Their second album. I have their first album. I play it on my podcast quite frequently. This was a Buffalo garage band, and I knew this guy. I used to work at a record store called The Record Mine, and he would come in all the time. And maybe one of the other ones did too, but I couldn't tell you which one. Him, maybe. Anyway, I didn't know this existed. It's on Celluloid Records, as was their first album and their EP. And I got another Splat Cats record, and this to me is amazing. And it's a new record. It's sealed. So awesome. That was $8. The girl groups one was 12. This too, I have the single from this album, and I actually have this on CD. The Swamp Rats. Disco Still Sucks, but that's not the name. This is a compilation that Get Hit put out. They never had an album in their time, I don't think. And it's on 150 gram vinyl. I don't know if it'll be colored vinyl when I open it or not. But their version of Psycho is just tremendous. These guys were loud. These guys were first recorded in 1964, and they were loud. And grungy and just cool. And I was really happy to get this. Again, 12 he had on it. And, oh, yeah, okay, I'll do it in this order. First used album I got from him, Michael Nesmith. And the hits just keep on coming. It's his greatest hits album, pretty much. It's on Pacific Arts Records. And I got it because I don't have his version of Different Drum on a record. And I've always wanted it. I don't even have it on CD. So, finally have Michael Nesmith's version of Different Drum right here. And I wanted that. Sweet's first album. He had two of these. One was 25 and one was 8. And this is in pretty good shape. So, I don't know what the difference was. But, well, the $8 one. I have most of this stuff on a compilation, but not all of it. Of course, Sweet were on Bell Records. The Yardbirds, Roger the Engineer album. This is probably a mid-80s copy, something like that. It's got a UPC on the top, and it's not epic, but it's the Yardbirds. It's on just that much later Epic label. It's in really nice shape, and it's the Yardbirds. It's, well, it's got new 10 years time ago, under, over, sideways, down. Put the set list up. Maybe you can see that. This I bought in hopes. This was the most expensive thing I bought, actually. Question Mark and the Mysterians. 96 Leguremen. Everything on this is in Spanish. It's put out by Gamma Records. You can see there's the song listings. I can never do left to right here on the camera. It's all in Spanish. It's a reissue, new and sealed, and I'm hoping it actually is in Spanish. That's why I bought it. I don't know why it wouldn't be. He definitely came from Hispanic roots and probably spoke Spanish. So I'm hoping that this guy is in Spanish. Okay. That's it from that dealer. Then I bought one record from another guy. I've been looking for this forever. I did get the single recently that I can never pronounce. C'est Plain pour Moi. Plastic Bertrand. And this album was never released in the States. Any of his stuff. Just the 45, I think. His albums are impossible to find. And his greatest hits never was released in America. It was in Canada. You can find a Canadian copy. But it's his greatest hits LP. On, I don't even know the name of it. Attic Records. And actually, they were playing this the last time I went to, well, the second to last time I went to my record store. And I was like, oh, but they weren't selling it. So there you go. And I liked it. I liked the whole album. So, I'm really, really happy to have this. This was on my list. A few of these were on my list. That Nesmith was on my list. That was on my list. Splat Cats wasn't on my list, but it would have been if I'd known it existed. Anyway, that was it. I was heading out the door, and this guy had boxes and boxes of dollar records, and they didn't look in bad shape. And just to kill a few minutes, I started looking through them, and in the very first box, I found this. And I love this record. If you've never heard this, for $1, and it's in really nice shape. It's on the Starline label, but it's an old Starline label. The vinyl's pretty heavy. It's the Capitol Starline label. Andy Griffith's Just for Laughs. It's a comedy album. And if you don't know what it was football, you need to hear that song. And I'm going to be doing a new segment on my podcast starting in January called Comedy Tonight, where I play a comedy track. And won't be too long before I feature this one, I don't think. So I was really happy to find this. Still in shrink for $1. And lastly, this turned out not to be what I hoped it was, but for $1 I had to buy it. A promo copy of the Ringo album. How do I know it's a promo copy? That's what this punch hole is. It's not a cutout, it's promo copy. And they've got it scrawled across the record too. It's got the book in it. But there's a reason I bought it. And the book's even cut out. You can see that. I'll show the label just for kicks. It's on the Ringo label, and the vinyl was really dirty, but I've cleaned it up and it's really nice. But there's a reason you want this. The song, oh, it's got a gatefold too. No big shakes on the gatefold, but there you go. The song 6 O'Clock on this LP. Just before it went to press, they decided it was too long. McCartney had like a minute coda on the end. It's my favorite part of the song. And they chopped it off. And pressed them up, and out it went. But a bunch of promo copies early on went out with the coda still attached. And you have to look for the cutout. And all the labels say that it's 5 minutes and something, and it's not. They never changed the label. So you can't really tell by looking at the vinyl. So for $1 I went home and I played it, and it's not one. But it's the first promo I've seen in years. So for $1 it was worth getting it. It's a pretty nice shape, so I'm glad I have it anyway. But that's why I picked this up. And if you don't know about this, and if you have a promo, check it out. They did eventually release 6 O'Clock, the long version, as a bonus cut on Ringo's Goodnight Vienna album, and not on the Ringo album for some reason. So it is available on CD. But there you go. I don't know why they did that. Anyway, that's what I got for Record Store Day. Hope you guys all had a wonderful Halloween. I'm actually off to a Halloween party right now. Hope you're all doing well. Been watching more of your videos. Keep them coming. I love it. And hope you're all well. Have a great Halloween. Check out my podcast, snapcracklepop.podomatic.com. And I'll talk to you when the need arises. Bye.